This is your daily market recap for Thursday, August 24th, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well.
This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Thursday, August 24th, 2023. Amazing day. Hit our targets, backed off hard, coming down pretty quickly going into the Jackson Hole meeting. Let's talk about what to expect tomorrow and going into next week. I think a lot of people are jumping on the bearish bandwagon, which, again, makes sense long term, but near term, be slightly careful, be aware. Again, Jackson Hole meeting tomorrow with the market down. The Feds are probably going to be a little bit thoughtful about their narrative. So we are going to talk about why we expect a bounce in tomorrow, because there's evidence of why we would bounce. And this is more of a tech rollover more than anything. But anyway, we'll get into it. Stick around for the whole video. I appreciate all the love, support. Man, some really generous donations out there. Some of you guys are just, I don't know, make my day, man. The small and the big, they both matter, because again, it's when the student's ready, the teacher appears. I'm hoping that you're taking this information and the probability-based mindset of trading, applying it to your own investing, and absolutely destroying. Because again, it's not about always being right. It's about when you get in, define your risk, limit your downside, and when you are right, knock it out of the damn park. If you want to join the Discord room, link in the description below. Check the Twitter, again, posting constantly what I think's going on here. Talked about some things today, but not surprising. Talked about the 20-day, 50-day, talked about the rollover, all this stuff. New to the channel, again, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tons of things coming in on the Discord, as you guys know. Trying to keep people, sorry, not the Discord, the YouTube. Do live chats 2 to 3 times a week, and also too when the daily market recaps get dropped, you'll get alerted. It's pretty helpful for a lot of folks. So if you're also new, check out the website, tradingagent.com. Back to Basic series, same thing as on the YouTube channel, but it's in order from more beginner to advanced videos, and there's a lot to talk about. There's repeating patterns, but this is a complicated game. Pretend this is like baseball. You ever played baseball? There's a lot of rules, and there's a lot of statistics, and there's a lot of little things, tendencies, and all this kind of stuff. And if you don't understand trading and you're just sitting out there twiddling your thumbs, hoping that things just repeat because your intuition, if you're an intuition trader, as I like to call it, one of those people who just, again, sometimes if you have 20 years of intuition, sure, but if you're new to trade and you're just rolling the dice, intuition, you're going to get hammered. All right, Fed Watch tool, let's hit the report. I mean, it's going to be a pause next meeting. We know that. September 20th. Yep. Pause. Nothing really to say. Bitcoin. Talk about it chopping around. Needs a whole 25,000. Keep it simple, stupid. Oil, as we talked about, this one hitting upside range. Holding here. Bouncing. Rejecting. Watch the 77 to 75 range. I mean, I think we'll get down there at some point. It's just, as I've said, I think oil's done. When I say oil's done, I mean, if the bear market continues in time down, which again, I still think this is a bear market. You're not making new highs, all-time highs anytime soon. This is going to get crushed. Demand destruction is a real thing. Natural gas, there's a reason why it's going nowhere fast and why we skip through it most videos, but, you know, keep an eye on it. So, anyway, dollar popped. Here you go. This is a little confusing because we talked about yesterday potentially flowing down. Didn't. Gapped up today. Now this is an interesting formation because this can be a very near-term trappy formation potentially, in my opinion. I've seen this before many times. Here's like at a bottom, you know, you turn around, you look real big. I mean, that's the thing. Some of these candle formations at times look green to red, red to green. This one's a little tricky. Because usually when you have this like outside reversal candle, then you make a new high on lighter volume, squeezy. Very squeezy, potentially capitulatory, in my opinion. Whether we hold up, again, I'm not really personally too worried about the dollar. I'm just more worried about dollar volatility. Bonds, talked about it, hitting some upside near term potentially. Again, the first bottom will get sold. Could have been multiple day event. I mean, still expect maybe the 20-day. But the easy money was clearly taken and moving into other trades, right? Does that make sense, y'all? I hope so. Hope to God it makes plenty of sense. So at this point with the TLT, just be thoughtful, be careful. VIX, the VIX. I'm getting like 100 texts. I gotta turn my phone off. People are like, "You're killing it, bro. Throw more fire at us." That was 9 texts in a row. Wow. Okay. Well, I started this. I appreciate the love and support. I get a lot of, when we're right, people think we're geniuses. And again, we're right more times than not. But there's times we're going to be wrong. It's how you manage the wrongs. I always tell people that. And again, you get pretty good at picking this out. All right, VIX 120 day. Considering today's action, I thought this would be up more. I'm still not convinced. I'm still thinking the market could chop and hold around. Keep an eye on this. The VIVIX, you'd think the VIVIX would be on fire, right? Didn't really look that convincing today. SPY. Now, we talked about hitting the 20 day. A lot of people are going, "We didn't hit the 20 day, Dan." Well, this is why you also watch the futures market, because we did there. And I said that watch it overnight. We might not get to it perfectly during the day, but it's 50 day, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is the thing that's really tricky, right? Let me sip on some E&J and ginger ale. No, I'm just kidding. If you know that reference. I still think we're going to get up there. I don't know how and why. We've seen this before, where when you break the 20 day, sorry, let me zoom it in. You get there and you can chop around, right? You can get up here and chop around. Get around it, chop around. Maybe you can even chop over it. I don't think the Feds are going to try to tank the market. You give them, and again, this is why we get more into the charts. You'll see it. I could be dead wrong here, and Ted could be toast. But based on what I'm seeing and what I'm expecting, I think you're going to get some chop action up here. So if you're short, great. If you didn't get all in your short, please be patient. If it just dumps out, there'll be another bounce to short. But just don't chase. QQQ, we hit. Now we're back into support. JP, if you don't follow him on Twitter, great follow. Legendary trader, in my opinion. JP Pulitzer said something in the afternoon that I agree with completely. He said, maybe we need to close near the lows, a little more down tomorrow, and then rally back. Afternoon didn't do anything. Just let things roll. Hope that helps. Great follow. Again, I'm not the only one who knows something about the market and honest on Twitter or on financial. I don't know, just available to read about whatever. I got brain froze there. I'm looking at something. Keep an eye on this. Again, if it gets crushed, it gets crushed. I was watching the IWM today. I was like, man, I thought the IWM would be down like $5. Only down $2.80. DIA down a little harder because of Disney, right? Up, down, hits the 100-day. Again, keep an eye on it. Now, here's another thing that I'd be watching that doesn't give me confidence the market's going to dump. Gold. I thought gold would get slammed today. Again, we talked about it, oversold rally, 20-day. Silver should be down 30-40 cents minimum. It's not. Chop and hold in the 100-day. GDX, again, miners, if the market's going to melt, GDX should be getting slammed. Doji. GDXJ, same thing. Chopping. Doji. Now, they probably will in time, because if the market rallies, they could get smacked too, but 80, AG, same. AEM, holding up. All these names. Newmont, down barely. PAAS, down as much. PAAS has just been crap. Leave it alone. But you guys get my point, folks that are listening. If the market's going to get slammed, miners are toast. Okay? So there's the first piece of evidence that looks a little confusing. AMD, getting a tech. I was watching this, said, watch the 100 area. We got back down here again. And if you look at the 10-minute, let me pull it up for you. Moving on over. As the market made new lows, AMD didn't. Something was a little sneaky about that. Now, again, I'm not saying AMD is the market leader, but I noticed that with a lot of names. Taiwan Semi, right? Opens high, closes low. Not surprised, but because it was a little higher. Micron, to me, Micron's a piece of crap. But same thing, open high, close low. But is this a higher low? Keep an eye on it. Will it turn over? NVIDIA, as we're not surprised. I said, 500 level. We got to this part. We got to 5. I think what was the high after hour? 520. You got there. You got mail. Now, we have seen this choppy, sloppy action before. 3-day rule. Now, it got 17 to 27 upgrades with price targets of 1,000, all sorts of crazy shit, right? I think there's going to be buyers. That's my intuition because I've seen this before. Keep an eye. Again, I don't know if it'll melt down. Intel, chopping around. SMH, we got our upside target, right? Comes right back down. But look where we close. Stop for 3 seconds and just think about the market. And if the market's meant to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people, if you can chop this thing down or chop it around for a couple days, are the bears going to give up? Are the bulls going to give up? Are people just going to get frustrated? That to me just seems the most logical position here. Adobe, because you are going into some seasonally slightly bullish times. Labor Day, new money comes back near the end of August, early September. They always do, especially on pullbacks. Here you go, Adobe chopping around. Apple comes back down, right? Really wanted to see. I guess technically you did see this price level after hours. But again, we're just backfilling some. Is it completely mayhem? I don't know. If you're short Amazon, you didn't do anything, you're cool. Told you backfilling. Just don't be surprised if we chop around for a few days. CRM, same kind of thing. Chopping around. All these names. Guggenheim, so folks took some shorts up in the 134s, 133s. Love it. I think this chops around. Again, in time goes lower. Meta, 50-day. After hours, again, you got 30. I think you got 303. Close enough for government work. Pretty close. All these names chopping around. Microsoft, I know some folks shorted this at the open. Sweet. Holy Jesus. Outside reversal candle. However, just don't be surprised if we chop around a little bit. We hold some of these levels. Because I'm telling you, the goal is to frustrate the most amount of people. NDAQ said the 100-day. Well, you got it. You look over it. Nice wick. Chop around. Probably going to fail. MicroStrategy, again, this is holding up a lot better than I thought it would. Bitcoin's holding up, right? Chopping around, holding the 100-day. Now, again, it doesn't mean in a week or so this thing could get absolutely punished, but it's holding up. Man, look, it hit the trend line exactly. If you short it to 430, nice. Again, expecting some chop. Roadblocks, what did I say? When the shorts we'll start uncovering roadblocks when the market has some downside. Well, they did it today. Only green really in tech that I saw today. Tesla, not surprised. Chopping around. All these names, some way, I don't know if it's Powell speaking tomorrow, but just, again, stop and think. If the goal is to frustrate the most amount of people, take the most amount of money from the most amount of people, what could the Fed do tomorrow to frustrate the most amount of people, right? Say something. Say something to get the market to rally. Drop frustration bombs everywhere. X, materials, crap. Beware that this gap right here, this could be the start of a down move. Caterpillar never got going. Just a piece of junk. Watch that, I guess literally the lows of the day, 269. Nucor, sorry, I didn't mean to skip this. Again, another gap, better hold the 50-day. VALE, what did we say? Again, you want to chase these names? Sure. Chopping around. It looks okay. Arrow, this one rallied the last couple days. Doesn't look too bad. CCJ, impressively holding up. Maybe the more they dump, more toxic waste they dump into the ocean from Fukushima or whatever, the higher this goes. I don't know. CF, this was up and down all over the place today. Saw down and rally and then chopped around. Again, oversold. Probably going to bounce. So some of these things look like they're going to bounce and are going to hold. Mosaic, trend line. Saw that today and didn't do anything. NTR, again, kind of waiting till tomorrow. Hoping for, again, first mouse gets the what? Trap. Second mouse gets the cheese most times than not. Let's let the Feds do some things. Again, hedge some positions just in case overnight something happens or the close. But again, I don't want to watch all day, every day. That's the goal. The goal is not to sit around and babysit the fucking market. You have a life, you have kids, you have a wife, you have a job, you have things you want to do. AA. Chopping around, global growth thing, nothing. XLF, down 12 cents. Now, I know it hit the 50 days and people are like, oh, it'll fail. No argument there. You were right on that. Some of y'all called that one. But if the market was really going to dump, don't you think this thing would have closed down towards the trend line? JP Morgan down a whopping 14 cents. Again, these all popped and flopped a little bit. Same thing with Goldman Sachs, but Morgan Stanley held up. We talked about this one being oversold due to bounce. Look at Goldman Sachs. Again, financials. Holding trend lines, holding places of importance like KRE. I thought this would have to be down today. No, holding up. Interesting, keep that in mind. XBI, you would think this would be down $2 or $3, right? Down $1. Now that could call that a left-right combo of cheese with, not as much queso, but It goes from 75 up to 80. Oversold, pulls back $1 or $2. Doesn't look terrible. Solar. Now, solar's just terrible. We talked about this, but chopping around, not making new lows, ENPH. I mean, that's got so much flack from people when I said, you better short this and sell this in the 300s. Just don't hold on to it. Makes new lows. I think you can really say that. That looks like crap. Sedge, can't do anything that. Can't put lipstick on that donkey. Sedge trying to hold the lows. First Solar, again, trying to hold the lows. I don't trust solar at all. I mean, to me, it's the easiest short out there other than tech, but it's a little late to the game. That's why it's hard to recommend it right now, because you want some bounces. Does that make sense? HYG, pop, chop, not surprised. Oil, again, you think oil will be down $3 or $4 a barrel. Pretty much held up today. Natural gas, same thing, chopping around. Could be a lot worse. I mean, when I expect the market to dump, I expect you see everything dump with it. Does this make sense? We're not really seeing that. Man, I can't even get a UNG to look good. It's just so going nowhere. Wait for the reverse split. ExxonMobil down 80 cents. Again, Doji, a lot of these names, I would think they'd be just murdered. XOP, I would think they're down $4 or $5. It's higher, making higher lows today. It's tough to get on board, man. I'm telling you. Occidental down barely. Another Doji, right? Let's end it with EQT. You would think this would be down $2. It failed, gap down. Doesn't look that bad. And Flex LNG going nowhere fast. Hopefully this helps y'all. I'm telling you, a lot of you folks are just anticipating all or nothing moves all the time. Market's got to dump. Market's got to go higher. Market's got to dump. Market's got to go higher. Stop that thinking. If you're swing trading, remember, even if you were trading on the 10-minute, aren't there times, 5-minute, whatever intraday candle, where the market goes sideways and it frustrates the shit out of you? Imagine that they do that on the daily chart. Sometimes they do that with the weekly chart. Like next week could be just a total choppy mess. It's possible. Or it could be, we could pop again and then flop and then get smoked. I'm telling you right now, you gotta be thoughtful of time. Swing trading is much harder than day trading. Day trading's hard, but I mean, you're trying to get instant results. Swing trading is being patient. Trying to nail good zones and being patient. Letting things play out. So if you have any questions, again, please reach out. I appreciate all the generous donations. Again, I am just amazed sometimes you guys send the amounts of money you send. And I'm hoping you're absolutely destroying it and you're using this information as you should. And you don't have to do that. But it means a lot to me because it makes me thinking about who are the people in my mind that are taking this information and using it and actually just doing great things. Like, that's amazing. So make sure you pay yourself. Prepare to pay taxes. Remember, put some money away from taxes. Pay yourself. Run this like a business. It's not a casino. And then if you want to chip off some money for your boy, great. If not, do something nice for your family. Do something nice for yourself. I'm telling you guys, all work, no play, gonna drive you crazy. But again, I appreciate it. Because again, the student's ready, the teacher appears. If you're donating, it makes me pay attention to what you're up to. And I'll give you honest, dead feedback. Dead, real feedback. Hit me up on Calendar if you want to schedule 30 minutes and chat anytime. I appreciate everybody. I will talk to you guys and gals later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.